This is the last episode.
There. Punch it. Punching it. That's it. We're doing it live. I'm here.
Where?
And I'm human.
What are we dancers?
No, you know who that's from?
No.
Alex Jones.
Oh, I did not see that.
I'm here, and I'm human.
The goblins.
I have hot blood flowing through my veins.
I legitimately love hearing him scream. His voice is so satisfying.
It's so good.
He is
so
in the entirely wrong field and wrong brain to have that voice.
No, it's perfect. The
The water is turning the frickin' frogs gay.
No, it's not the water. It's the fluoride.
The fluoride in the water.
Yeah.
Turn the frickin' frogs gay.
Yeah, and it's funny because the site or the source that he uses to like show that is like you can follow it, and there's evidence of lower frog population since the increase
It's
of
the
fluoride.
ultimate of reaching.
It's look, that's the thing about Alex Jones. It's like I see your point, but you're so wrong. You're just God, Alex Jones. Like,
Okay,
he's not a dumb person. He's a very smart boy.
But he jumps conclusions.
He's just
That's his problem.
I think he has a problem with the crazy.
He's got hot blood.
I think he got hot blood. He's coming in his face.
He's coming for you, Obama.
He's big and he's human.
The best thing he's ever done was when he was trying to like show some dumb conspiracy theory about Hillary Clinton or whatever.
The Pizzagate?
No, before that.
Okay.
Where he was like showing like something about that. He was like trying to open a jar of pickles.
Oh my god, I love that video.
And
so
then
much.
somebody edited that to like a minute and a half of the highlights of it, like they zoom in on like his triple chin.
Dude, I think I've seen every single Alex Jones meme compilation.
So funny.
They're so good. I will
zoom in on Hillary's face on the newspaper. It's oh my god.
Yeah. Look, I will say to the day I die,
Alex Jones is a funny man.
that this world will be a worse place without Alex Jones. I think that's actually true. I think Alex Jones is such an entertaining force that you can't have this world without him.
He's a necessary evil.
Yeah, and I still think it would be hilarious if we find out one day that
he's actually Bill Hicks.
No,
you've heard about that.
I know,
right?
I know that too.
I want that to be real.
That would be funny
because it make me less sad that Bill Hicks is not on this earth anymore.
But I think it'd be even funnier if everything Alex Jones said was actually correct.
He was right the whole time. He was a prophet that was not believed.
Yes, I think that would be the greatest.
Gay frogs rain from the sky, and his blood boils through his skin as he evaporates into the stratosphere as he ascends to whatever dimension he's talking about.
You know that video of him screaming like a freaking like Goku, just like like he's actually.
Oh my god! Yeah, or just him walking with like he has glowing fucking red eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so
I've been thinking about watching that interview he did with Joe Rogan because I've seen.
Please watch it. It's so
I
good.
saw a clip of it and I was like, he had at least a 4-minute run-on sentence, and I was so lost. And then they cut to Joe Rogan's face, just like, what? Because like nowadays you don't get to see Joe Rogan like legitimately like puzzled.
The only time I've seen him with
like
that
he looked like a little bit confused, like he was asking a question, but he was legitimately just lost. He had no words.
He's been lost. Like so, Jordan Peterson was on Friday, I think again.
Okay, that's
for the second time.
I didn't hear about this. I'm behind on his Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
stuff.
watching Joe Rogan interview Jordan Peterson now twice. It's like with Jordan, because Jordan Peterson is just like another level of like brain. So like Joe Rogan is just like
he's a university professor.
Yeah,
he's well
it's not just
no. He's okay. You know when you think of like the '60s university professor of like the guy who wears like the button like the Indiana Jones look.
Yeah.
He's that kind of man.
He is.
He's from that era, but he lives now.
Yeah, and he says words that are so profound it hurts people's brains, like Joe Rogan's. Because Joe Rogan's also not dumb, but
he's not dumb, but he just thinks differently.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's a very smart guy. He just thinks differently.
Yeah, I think he's too pro weed.
Oh yeah, it's kind of obnoxious.
It's
but
so obnoxious.
But I'm like, I can get it because like it's kind of a thing that he's new to liking a lot. It's his new.
It's like me in politics.
Yeah, it's his new thing that he wants to support, so he's kind of going overboard on it.
Yeah,
but it's not anything that like I hate, so it's like whatever.
When he did the interview with Steven Crowder, which was 5 hours long,
I can't.
I watched that thing live
because I don't like Steven Crowder.
I love Steven Crowder.
He annoys the shit out of me.
Why?
I hate how obnoxiously angry he is.
That's fine.
You fucking silly liberals! You're afraid of this.
Oh, that's not him. Oh, you're talking about that. Okay. You're talking about the video at.
No, not that video. He just is always about that shit.
That's not true. I watch him
when he's angry.
Week.
I can't deal with that shit. I can't. And he's always angry.
I disagree that he's always angry.
When I see stuff from him, he's always angry about shit.
I feel like
I don't need that.
It's like me and like. It's like you're.
Well, I don't like his character.
that character is
for his videos. I don't like it very much.
That's fine because Steven Crowder. I don't like though. I feel like he's gets butthurt really easily. So like Joe Rogan would like curse at him, just like fronty, just like whatever.
That's how he is.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan isn't really like aggressive about it.
But then towards the end,
when he makes jokes.
No, not at all. But towards the end, Steven Crowder was like, "Okay, look, you're calling me names, you're doing all," and then Joe Rogan was like, "Dude, we're just trying to." I'm sorry, like, I didn't know that.
It's Joe Rogan.
Yeah. It just Steven Crowder, I think, is just too. I think he's a little bit too sensitive.
He's too into himself.
No, I think he's too sensitive, and you can't be when you're on the right. Regardless of your political standing, you cannot be sensitive when you're on the right now.
Yeah, because
now. You'll get
also the whole point of like
everyone.
If you're gonna be on that side or whatever, the whole point is that you're defending a lot of things. You're defending more of your beliefs than.
I disagree.
No, now.
Right now for sure.
And if you can't handle criticism, no matter what side you're on, especially if you're on that one, you have no right to be here in the public eye.
You have a right, it's just you're being bad at it.
No, to represent that group of people in the public, and if you can't handle criticism.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you cannot handle criticism as a public figure of a political side,
well, I don't like to.
He doesn't say it, but he talks about it.
I don't like to use the things like this person represents anything because no one represents anyone.
No, I don't agree with that, but that doesn't matter. That's how the world works.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter. That's how it
regardless
works.
of what let's get into news, nerds. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Talking about nerd stuff. I play video games.
No, you don't.
And
you
watch
play one
anime.
You play a one video game and watch a 3 show. You know I'm right on this. You play a 1 video game and watch a 3 show.
I'm watching,
and then you fall asleep with your cuties.
I watch a lot of shows.
Not the girls. I mean the fruit.
Yeah, the fruit. I like fruit a lot.
Not girls though.
No, not at all.
Unless they're orange
and only
and they're the size of your hands. They can fit in your hand like a baseball.
Yeah, and they're also an orange. Just an orange.
An orange.
So I'm watching House of Cards still. I'm watching.
I would have mentioned like I'm rewatching House of Cards. Like you went through all 4 or 5 seasons in like a day.
That would have been and then
because you would.
I know I did.
You 3 years ago you'd have totally done that.
I did Breaking Bad in 3 days before.
I still hate that you did that.
Yeah, I love that I did.
That's a really good show. I wish you didn't do that.
Yeah, me too actually. But
no, so you didn't. You still loved it. You still had a good time. That's a good show.
Doctor Who. I'm watching Better Call Saul.
The next Doctor sound like that.
I'm watching Silicon Valley, which by the way,
that's back, huh?
Silicon Valley is still one of the greatest comedies of all, like on TV right now.
It's got really good guest stars and music. That's like it's been up my alley. I just have not gotten to it.
I think they use like Sub Pop for their music.
That's why, because people that I like for years have been on Sub Pop.
Yeah,
like that show's been on my alley for a long time. I just have not gotten to it.
Dude, it's weird how like
it's like with me and like The Sopranos. I would have loved that show years ago. I just never got around to it.
Yeah,
like I'm still watching because it's 7.
So you've never watched Silicon Valley?
No, I have seen like a screenshot or 2.
You need to watch that show. It's probably I think the best comedy on TV right now.
Right now,
which I guess isn't a hard.
That's not a hard thing because public comedy, like public TV comedy, is not the best.
No, I think
streaming comedy is where it's at.
It's so good though. It's so good. It's still it has.
Is Workaholics over?
I never watched that show, so I don't.
I like Workaholics.
I never watched it.
It was regular show, but more adults.
All right.
And the regular show's over, and I still have not finished that.
Interesting. I thought you did. You love that show.
I waited, and then last season finished. I was like, I'll get to last season sometime.
Okay.
But then I'm watching other new things.
So I want to talk about a thing that we haven't talked about in a while. Zombies Chronicles.
Oh, fuck off.
So tomorrow is the day that Zombies Chronicles... we're recording this on Monday, so by the time you listen to this, it'll be also Monday, hopefully, or tomorrow, or another day. Who knows? But Tuesday, May 16th.
It'll be out.
It'll be out.
On PS4 only,
on PS4 first, and then we...
When does it even come out to PC and Xbox One? June
16th or 15th.
That's terrible.
Dude,
I thought it was like a 2-week wait.
It's a month. It's been like that.
Oh, I think Battlefield is the 2-week wait. Is it?
I don't know.
One of these console exclusive things is like 2 weeks.
Stupid. All I know is that I've had to wait a month for every DLC, and this might be the hardest one.
Because it's 8 maps.
It's 8 maps.
It's 8 maps.
8 maps. All right. So the past 8 days, YouTubers, because Treyarch did like a deal with YouTubers who they flew out to get early gameplay.
Studio, yeah.
They flew them out, paid for their ticket, paid for like food. They didn't pay for their. They didn't give them money or anything.
They just paid them to come out.
They came and play all 8 maps for 8 hours.
Yeah, and then just come like talk to devs.
Well, and talk to devs, do interviews, and like record the gameplay. So the past 8 days...
There is a surprisingly large marketing push for this. Like there are YouTube pre-roll ads for this.
Yeah, I know.
Like, okay, because I watch all my YouTube on my PS4, because that's my bigger TV.
Yeah.
I've seen that pre-roll ad 4 times this morning.
That's great.
That's not cheap
It's
to
funny,
do.
I've never actually seen the pre-roll ad for it. But it's funny because I watch YouTube too much.
No, look, that's the thing. I don't watch Call of Duty things, and it's all my pre-rolls.
Yeah, and I do watch Call of Duty things that I don't see.
You and me both know pre-roll ads for YouTube are not very cheap.
No,
they're not cheap whatsoever.
No, are they? What kind of ads are they? Are they the?
They're
they skippable?
They're the skippable ones, but they're the ones that are like the 30-second cut of the full trailer.
See, those 30 seconds.
Those are cheaper.
Those are very cheap.
But the fact that they still did that is weird. I did not expect that to be a thing.
The most expensive is obviously the non-skippable.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's like
non-skippable 15 seconds.
Those non-skippable 15 or 30 seconds.
And those are usually they put those on mobile because they know.
Yeah.
And the best part about mobile ads, YouTubers don't get a cent from them.
Not a one.
Not even.
Still.
For 5 years? 6 years?
Forever. Since mobile ads.
No, because people didn't know about it until like 2012.
Oh, yeah.
2012, like the story came out and everyone's like, oh, well then like half of our base is on mobile.
Yeah. It's more than that for a lot of people.
Well, no, it got bigger over time, but at the time it was like a little more or less than half, and then it's only gotten bigger over time.
Yeah. So, anyways, Zombies Chronicles comes out tomorrow. The last 8 days we've been seeing gameplay for all 8 maps.
I looked up footage of Kino and I was like, that looks good.
It does look very good
because they fixed the weird fire shadows in the bar area.
They fix everything. Like all the weird.
That's what I was
things.
looking for. Because I was like that room. I go that route first. I never go outside
the alley.
Yeah, I never go alley.
I go that way.
I don't go alley.
Oh, I do alley every time.
I go top theater and then I go that way every time.
I do alley.
If I'm in a group, I go that way. Solo, I go alley.
I do alley every time because that
map for the
because I don't like because when I do the train and on the stage, I don't like that door open on the stage right or what is that?
Stage right.
Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, if you're facing that way. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. I know I do. Yeah. Well, I open it all the way up, but I don't get to that door sometimes. Like I'll just loop around once I have the points. Yeah. I open it to get a certain gun, which I forget.
Yeah, it's funny. And it's funny like when I'm on the stage and I want to get a perk from the room like right over, I have to go all the way around the whole map.
That's the pro strat. You have to keep one of the doors closed and it's that one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird playing those maps because I watch footage. I'm like, man, the guns are different on the walls,
dude. Okay,
and that makes my brain weird.
The funniest thing on the COD Zombies Reddit is like like seeing wall guns where they're supposed to be like it's like oh where there used to be the MP40 now there's a CUDA there and there's a picture of like the meme of Harry Potter. It's like how dare you stood where he stood. That's how everyone's feeling right now.
Because it's like you know where those are. Like the Olympia, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, I
can go to that in my brain right now. Exactly.
And now it's I don't know what that will be.
I always bought the Olympia because it was more fun to use.
I tend to get the M14 because points.
No, it was points, but I was like, I wanted to have fun, so I got the Olympia instead because it was satisfying. Because shotguns are terrible in zombies.
It's okay, I'm a better player than you, that's fine.
That's totally fair.
In Black Ops 1, they were awesome.
For a while.
No, forever.
Because whenever I got
the problem is they don't have any ammo.
That's why I had to give them up because they ran out of ammo way too fast. Yeah. So that's why they're not good.
Yeah.
Efficiency is what makes a gun good in those games.
That's why the PPSH is the best because it's
that's why the MP40 was so good until like round 15 or whatever, and then it just dies on damage, and then it's just throw it away.
Yeah, actually, I think the HG40, which is
the replacement for it
for Black Ops 3, is like better. I think it's slightly better. It feels like it. It feels
up to the M16 being really good.
So I want to talk about some weird stuff that they've changed. So they've changed. So what's cool is they have dynamic round changes for every map.
We talked about stuff like that last week.
Okay. A weird thing that I've noticed is that there are hit marker sounds for zombies.
Oh,
but
man.
It's not.
Are they the same one? No. That sounds like an awful idea.
No, it's not. It's not the multiplayer hit marker. It's
not that meaty hit noise.
It's technically meatier. Because
there's Zambos.
Because it sounds like gross flesh getting.
Oh, so like when you hit them with when you get a headshot noise, that kind of.
Yeah, but it's so loud.
So they added it.
It's so much.
That's funny.
It's too like.
Is it as bad as like when they scream too loud and turn up the voice volume?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh God.
It's pretty bad. It's like the same level as their voices.
That's terrible because I want that. I like noises. Yeah, zombies,
dude. Yeah, Black Ops 3. Everyone's talking about how like the audio is just awesome. It's hard to tell on YouTube
because YouTube.
I hear Doug. On YouTube it's really hard, but I can't wait to play this and like actually experience turning on the power in Kino and then hearing the building fall on you.
Oh yeah, when you turn the power on.
Yeah, and then like all the things fall.
You know what I'm curious for? All the bugs, baby. It's gonna be so many bugs.
It is probably.
It is 8 maps that were removed from the ground up. There's no way they had enough time to QA all of these. There's gonna be bugs.
They've been working on it.
But I wonder if they're going to be like funny bugs where they're like just weird collision issues. Yeah. Or they're gonna be, oh, I'm in the wall, but I can stab them.
They've done a lot to limit the possibility of bugs because they've done stuff like, okay, we're just gonna do the same guns from Black Ops 3. We're not gonna make new guns or anything. We're not gonna give you back PhD flopper. So we're not gonna have to make a whole new animation.
Well, no, they'd have to get rid of that mechanic in engine for that map. That would cause all the problems. Yeah, that is not simple at all.
No, so that
would ruin a lot of things.
They've done a lot of just like
okay. Have you seen footage of all the maps?
Yes.
Okay, Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
You know where PhD flopper is, right?
Yep.
What did they replace that with?
Widow's Wine. Anywhere. I
was just curious because I just want to know what they changed it out with.
Anywhere there was PhD is now Widow's Wine.
Okay, just no matter what.
Yeah.
So all the layouts for most of the Perk machines are still in the same spot, right?
Exactly.
Like Juggernaut is still in the same spot, and okay, just wondering.
Everything's the same.
I was wondering if they're going to remix it a little bit.
The maps, no.
Because you talked about that one map where they changed it a tiny bit for balancing.
Yeah.
I wonder if they did that for any other map.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. No one's talked, and I've been like scouring through Reddit and
to be fair, like the people who went to go stream that were not trying to do that.
No,
they're looking for broad strokes because they didn't have. That's all the time.
They had 8 hours to play 8 maps,
and that's for zombies. That's actually no time.
No, not at all.
8 hours for like a single map is like okay time.
So at an hour a map, so what you can get to like around 20.
But they might even not do that.
Yeah, if you're doing it perfectly, because it also depends on the map and
So like maybe people didn't play Verrucht a lot.
Yeah,
and Verrucht's a pretty hard map if you haven't played it.
So here's something I don't like.
Verrucht looks great, by the way. Verrucht looks really, really nice.
It's weird. I feel like they missed.
It's too clean for you?
It's too good. Like,
I know what you mean, but explain it.
Here's what made the original Verrucht so scary.
It was nasty.
It was probably the scariest map because of all the sounds, and it had a really good atmosphere. It had this weird yellow tone to everything, like a yellow light on everything that was just so
ominous,
staunch. I don't know what the
no. You're right on this.
It's so like brash.
There's like a weird yellow glow that came from the outside of the fog.
Yeah, it was, but it came from like everywhere, and I was just like, I can't escape the yellow. Yeah, and
it meant nothing, but it was just a cool color.
And in the remake, they completely did it like. Well, they made realistic lighting, which is like
it looks really nice.
It looks nice, but it's like it
did the remake that modder make have that yellow tinge?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want the yellow tint, just play the mod,
the PC version right now, because you're not gonna be able to play the remade version for a month.
Yeah.
So you can just play that version.
They took out all the Swazis in Kino.
Unfortunately.
Of course. I was expecting it. It looks really nice though. I liked what they did instead.
Mm-hmm. The crawlers don't look like shit anymore.
They don't. They
always looked kind of bad, even when I played. Like their models looked kind of janky.
They've updated Black Ops 3 for now you can jump over crawlers again, so that's cool.
Oh god, really? You couldn't jump over them?
You could on Black Ops 3 you couldn't jump over them because remember in Call of Duty in zombies you used to just
if you were good you could jump over them.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, you had to do that or else you would die like around 3.
There used to be for Black Ops 3 there was a barrier that was like as tall as you pretty much above crawlers, so you could not. It's physically impossible.
So they made the hitboxes. Oh, that's weird.
It wasn't hitboxes. It was like barriers. So you couldn't like hit them from there. Like no damage would happen there.
So they added That's really why. They do that.
I don't know, but they took it off, so now you can jump over zombies again, or jump over crawlers.
In every
again.
map, or just the 8?
Every map.
That's really good. They should have done that a while ago.
Yes, they've
it's here.
They've been slowly updating Black Ops 3 to get ready for this. Mm-hmm. This is one of the coolest things is there's a community challenge where if the entire community gets 500 million headshots, we all get exclusive Pack-a-Punch camo, exclusive calling cards, and exclusive everything else. Like literally 500 million. I think we will reach in 3 days if we go on the current path. Yeah. It's supposed to be till the 23rd, and I think we're gonna reach it in 3 days. Long.
Yeah, like I've played other games that have these community things. If the player base just exists, it's really fast.
Well, they do that on purpose to make they don't want you to not win. Yeah, you know what I mean. And so they want to make it to where it feels like you're doing something, but no matter what happens, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. So, that's my zombies talk for the week. I think 18 minutes of that is good enough. So let's talk about, Vanquish. Talk about Vanquish.
Vanquish. That's a game that, when Bayonetta came out, people like me were like, okay, sweet, we got Bayonetta on PC. It's got a good frame rate now. It doesn't have all the cool stuff that the Switch version had with all the funny costumes, but hey, it's on PC, it runs great, and it was a good price. And when it was released, people were talking about, hey, well, okay, the way Platinum works is that they're kind of a freelance company in a way. They're a third party, but they do work for other companies like Sega, Nintendo, and Konami.
Okay.
And some of their games, I was like, well, they're like Bayonetta 2 on PC, probably never ever going to happen because Nintendo funded that as a Switch exclusive. So PC, probably never. Mm-hmm. Anarchy Reigns, I love that game a lot. I'd love to see that game on PC again. But I don't think it would be on PC because of the licensing because that game has like a 35 plus soundtrack of hip hop songs. They're from smaller artists from Japan, an indie artist, but it'd probably be like kind of a pain to get a licensing back for like a release of that kind of small niche game. But their other one that had a possibility, that had a shot, was Vanquish, because it was not licensed. Only Sega had the rights to it. And during, I think it was like they patched Bayonetta, I think a week or two after it came out, and they added in like, you know how on Steam you can pick like a pre-select, here's your avatars for your thing, like they're like just game pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they added it to your actual library that you could use on the Steam client, but they patched in an image of Sam from Vanquish. And everyone's like, well,
okay. Interesting.
And then they announced this week, Vanquish is totally coming to PC late May, supports up to 4K,
awesome.
Which is the actual best timeline for this game. Because I love Vanquish. That game is too fast for my brain.
So,
and being able to play that game at a good frame rate is going to be very, very nice.
60 FPS.
That game was too fast, even at like 23 FPS. Like if you just look at footage of Vanquish,
I've seen what it is. Yeah,
it's fast.
Yeah, it's very fast.
It requires you. I love to see speedrun of this game on PC when it comes out.
That'd be cool.
Because watching people, the amount of input you have to do on a controller alone to do some of the challenges is insane. It requires you to fire from the hip, press an input to slide, jump over cover, shoot and then shoot right after you're rolling, and then do a quick 180 turn. It's insane. And that game, on one hand, also might be too easy on certain difficulties on PC because your aiming's way better on a keyboard and mouse.
Well, it's weird. Third persons
are people who are some people just can't play them on PC and mouse.
That's the thing. Third person shooters they're
hit and miss.
I feel like I don't know. I think they're slightly easier to controller. For FPS for sure. FPS is best with keyboard and mouse. I think that's just undeniably true.
For pure accuracy, it is better on keyboard and mouse.
I think with third person shooters, it's a little bit harder to distinguish. It depends on the game.
Yeah. Because Vanquish is very fast and loose.
I see it. That's why. I don't know if Vanquish would require. I don't know if how that would feel.
Playing like a Gears on PC and mouse would feel weird. Because Gears is kind of slow.
Yeah.
It feels like you can aim too much with a mouse for something like Gears.
That's why I feel like playing Dead Space with a mouse and keyboard. It's like
that feels like it'd be too fast. Like your acceleration is too fast.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And also I like games where you can adjust the X and Y axis. The problem with a PC is that adjusting sensitivity on a mouse is so sensitive.
Yeah, and it's different for every game.
Yeah, you move like 0.2 in one game, and it's like you move like crazy, spin around, or you move in 0.2 and nothing happens.
The best is watching people like put max sensitivity on CS:GO and just go wild. That's the best because they move their mouse an inch and just go. They spin 3 times.
It's funny also because that happens to me because my DPI on my mouse I think is like 2600 DPI, which is.
That's crazy.
Stupid fast.
Yeah.
And I have mine at this high sensitivity because it has a sensitivity switcher. But I keep it at the highest just because I'm pro.
The pro Overwatch.
Yeah, man. Pro Overwatch. I play Overwatch sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I wanted to say words after that, unrelated to the Overwatch comment, but I that comment to me was so funny I had to just kind of let it sit.
Are you even above the level that you can even play competitive mode in Overwatch?
I don't know, maybe.
What level are you? Like your account level?
I don't know, maybe.
Fuck you. Moving on.
Alright.
So yeah, late Vanquish coming to PC. Thank God we're getting that sometime not in like 5 years.
You say we.
Because I have friends and plenty of people that I know online who've been asking for Vanquish for years.
Yeah, I was like, because you don't
even when it came out, I was like, yeah, this game should be on PC.
Can your PC run that?
Hell no, it cannot. Yeah, but my PC of the future in like half a year can totally run this.
All right, let me know when that happens.
It's a game from like 2011.
I'll help you buy your Alienware PC.
Not Alienware.
No.
Like Alienware is better, but I have just like a personal dislike of Alienware for years, and because I found out that they were a scam back in the day.
Yeah. And
now they're kind of not.
There still are.
No, not compared to how they were like
now
$3,000 for like that would be the same specs like a $400 laptop.
Yeah. So what I like
processors and stuff.
If you want pre-built PC, Origin PC is the best.
Origins,
because they have. Yes, they're super expensive.
Also, they're not ugly looking either.
No, that's the thing. When you pick it up, it's like the cases are made of like full aluminum.
They're nice.
And like brushed steel and like there's like.
I know Dell has their own version of this as well.
I'm sure they do.
They've been sponsoring people.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Oh, you know what? I've noticed that they've been sponsoring on PKA.
They rolled their new campaign. They're sponsoring people.
Yeah, I saw. It's funny on on PKA, and then every time they finish the ad read, Woody plays like a little intel that da da da.
Oh, really?
At the end of every ad read. It's funny.
That's a noise that I've grown to dislike over time because of how much Dell is advertised just on TV.
I get it.
It's the opposite of the PS1 noise.
But I think it's funny when it's like on a podcast. I think that
it takes you out of it.
It's like, wait, why?
Okay, I heard that on a podcast, and I remember like when I was listening to it, like, yeah, take it off because it's just so like for some reason their ad reads have a lower mic quality. But then, like, the Dell is, like, so crisp, like, it just feels like a weird juxtaposition.
So, they, like, edit in the ad read after the fact? Yeah, with, like, on their phone or something?
Yeah, like, it's right on their phone because, like, they didn't have time, so then they put the Dell soundbite. It's like, it sounds so, like, it does not work. It's so weird.
That's awesome. All right, let's talk about something else that's important, possibly.
Talk about a thing that we're switching. Go to one of your topics.
All right, one of my topics. Let's talk about SourceFed nerd.
All right, let me take 5.
All right, you can leave. So, bye guys. I wanted to talk about this last week, but we only talked about Zombies Chronicles and nothing else last week. So, I just realized something about that shelf, that I have one of the shelves.
What are you looking at? Explain to the viewers, what are you looking at?
So I have a bookshelf behind Jesus that has all of my games and movies and stuff, and a couple of manga, all Death Note, and then one Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
This
says so much about your life, by the way.
It totally does.
It says a lot about how you've grown up.
Totally does. Well,
nothing bad, but just a lot.
Here's what tells a lot about my life growing up. The movies. So you see the Metallica Big 4 concert. I see Coraline, Chronicle, Frank, the entire Harry Potter series, all the Indiana Jones, 9. I'm reading all of these, by the way. Prometheus, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, all of Star Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie, and...
Wait, fuck Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie. That's a lie. I'm looking at this now. Oh my god, it's there next to Zombieland. God, Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie. I thought this was a goof.
No,
it's not.
This was so real.
Why did you... What? Whatever.
It's so great. Anyways, one of the shelves is backwards.
Did you ever watch the Zombieland? Quick tangent. You know they made a TV show for Zombieland, right?
What?
Exactly. Everyone I tell this is like, wait, what? Because I found out, because when I used to go to a website that like did other pop culture stuff, Zombieland was meant to be a TV show first.
Interesting.
And I was like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because the movie's okay.
It's perfect for what it is.
It's not amazing. It's not bad. It's a perfect 6.5 out of 10.
That movie could not be
any better or any worse.
No, there is no better Zombieland than that. And I know that sounds stupid, but I feel like there is no version of that movie that is better.
Yeah, because it could not be any better.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a slight against it, but...
It doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it good or bad. It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, because everyone only remembers the Bill Murray part.
Yeah.
Bill Murray and the Snowballs.
I remember that movie.
Which, the Snowballs part is a really good long-form joke.
I remember that movie a lot because I have it and I watched it a lot.
I've seen the movie twice. It's okay.
Right.
The parts that are good are really good.
Yeah.
There's a reason everyone remembers that Bill Murray scene.
I just thought it was...
Because it's him not wanting to die.
I just looked at it, especially that last scene. The last main thing is a wackier Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, because that was the time where remember, Zombieland came out when zombies were not
it was right
the most tiring.
It was thing. Right before that happened.
No, it was right before what set off the zombie things?
I think Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, the book.
No, that was after. That was a little after.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because World War Z came out.
Oh yeah.
But did that come out before or after the survival guide?
I don't care. Let's talk about SourceFed Nerd.
Yeah, talk about your thing. All right. So I can go to sleep.
All right. So there's this little channel called SourceFed. I talked about this, and they got bought up by Group 9, and then Group 9 shut them down.
From outer space.
So that happened, and we were all sad, and it hurt, and that sucked. And then 5 weeks later, Group 9 did the worst thing they could possibly do. They changed the SourceFed Nerd channel into Now This Nerd. All they did was rename the channel, kept all the videos there, all the subscribers that were already there, and just started uploading videos. To this day, they are still making videos. And I don't know if you know, there's a little bit of a backlash. By a little bit, I mean every single one of their videos has a 99-1 dislike ratio.
Really?
Yeah.
Every single one, huh?
I think every single one has something like that. It's in the 90s of 90-1.
What are their
ratio.
View counts?
Now they're going lower and lower. It's 4,000.
Really?
With a channel that has 1 million subscribers, and the subscribers.
And most of them are not. At least a quarter of them are active.
Yeah.
Which for a YouTube channel, that's kind of a big
Well,
deal.
active in that we cared about the channel that was SourceFed Nerd until you renamed it.
Beforehand. They were still active subs before everything happened.
Yeah. So
Which that is a lot of people.
Now
250,000, like that's the rough average. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
And how many views did their stream archive get of the last SourceFed stream?
I don't know. It probably got close to like 500,000 to more. Like,
for a stream, that is a lot of people. I mean,
because after the
after the stream, that many people going to that, that's a big deal.
I'm sure it got there. I honestly don't know the number, but I'm sure it did. I would not doubt if it did.
Yeah.
I'd be more surprised if
that's a lot of people
totally
who are watching this channel. Even if maybe not maybe not from the beginning to the end, but they came at the end.
You can look, even if you don't like SourceFed, which I don't know if anyone that watches I don't know anyone that watched SourceFed and doesn't like SourceFed. There are people who just like.
There are aspects of it that you like and don't like. That's kind of the point of SourceFed.
Yeah,
you find what you. That's their whole.
You find what you like and stick with that.
Their whole point was that they made everything so that if you didn't like something, there was like 5 other things you could go to.
Well, you cared about the people more than the content. That was the biggest thing.
Well, yeah, that was it as well. Like they just like, hey, we'll throw this idea at the wall. If it doesn't work, we have 5 others ready to go.
And if it doesn't work, hey, we're people. We'll make fun of it and whatever. We'll joke and we'll move on. Yeah. Like who cares?
Like actual normal people.
Like human beings. Yeah. And then Group 9 on Now This Nerd. They made a video saying, I don't remember the dude's name. I don't care. I don't like him. I don't like anyone in general. So he's saying he said that his goal was the same as SourceFed Nerd. They said that they were going to make the exact same videos as SourceFed Nerd did, just with new people and a new kind of polish on it. And one of the biggest criticisms you get from people is, if you're gonna make the same videos, why do you fire 40 goddamn people if you're just gonna make the same videos?
And replace them with people
who aren't as interesting because we've grew up with these guys. Like, I've been following SourceFed for freaking ever, like since it started. Yeah. I think I subscribed to them, I think like 3 or 4 months after they started.
It's like what, 2012, 2011?
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's whenever YouTube gave Philip DeFranco all that money.
The YouTube boom.
Yeah, the
early YouTube boom.
Yeah. It was the purposeful YouTube boom. That's what it was. Because there was a YouTube boom in like 2009 for Call of Duty because
the video games. And,
it's a problem. It's a bummer. And people are... So what's cool... There's the thing that I thought was kind of cool is that Group 9 kept some of the people that worked at SourceFed on. I didn't know about this until like a little bit after. So they kept like a couple of editors and they kept like one of the graphic designers. Mm-hmm. One of them quit, Autumn, because I'm pretty sure it's because she thought that what they were doing was garbage and was like, I don't want to be a part of this. What you're doing is wrong. I'm going to quit. I will find other jobs. I'm a good editor. I will find a job. So
you have plenty of catalog to reference.
When you have SourceFed on your resume, you probably won't struggle too much.
Yeah, because they can just look at any of the videos you've worked on.
Yeah. It's not just look at the videos and then look at the view count, look at the subscriber count, look at the interactions. Because SourceFed had a lot of interactions.
That was their whole thing.
Yeah.
It was like the first real big channel to make that an active part of the channel and not just, hey, get likes on the video and we'll make a thing.
No, table talk, commentary. Like, they made videos. It was they were one of the
this
first...
was even before, like, the big Twitch interaction boom. Like, it was before that.
It was way before that.
The whole goal, that was half of the thing, was like, we make a thing and then let's talk with you guys about it.
That was one of my favorite things. Was like,
because it was innovative at the time.
Was the table talk and the commentaries and all those things were just like, hey, let's just reply to people on YouTube and make videos about it and see what they like. And no one was doing it at the time.
Not on that scale.
Not at that scale, no, for sure. Not 20-minute long videos, just replying to comments.
Or just reading mean comments.
Yeah.
Because people still do those, and those are still kind of funny every now and then, but not what they were doing.
No. It was more genuine back then, because it was just like, hey, let's try this, and let's talk to people. Mm-hmm. Now it's just like, hey, views, which is fine if that's what you want.
Gotta make that money.
You gotta make that money, and I don't fault people for wanting to.
I can't begrudge you. Unless you're tricking people.
Unless you're tricking people or doing something like
giveaways.
Or giveaway.
That's my favorite. Or Instagram giveaways, give me 10,000 likes and I'll give you herbal tea.
Or if you monetize a video apologizing for
an illegal gambling website with your dog in your fucking
in your
2-story house with your pool in the back.
With your freaking Bugatti in the front or something.
I will never not laugh at that whole thing.
Yeah, that whole thing is
fucking scumbags.
I don't think T. Martin is a scumbag. I think he just did something really stupid.
No, he's a scumbag because he didn't admit that. Oh, I did a bad.
He did a scummy thing. Yeah. I don't think he is a scumbag human being.
He's a scumbag until he has to pay his fee, and then he's not.
Yeah, that won't happen. He needs to pay reparations.
Yeah. Well, he has to because he did a legal thing.
I know. I'm
So
waiting
to pay money or go to the jail.
I'm waiting for the jail thing to happen.
I hate that the most because this has made CS:GO gambling a thing that my friends are cool with.
Really?
My friends are cool with this.
That sucks.
I hate the whole gambling thing.
Yeah, because it ruins...
No, because it's not... Like, I know Valve is going through a whole fucking lot of mess in Washington for this gambling stuff.
Yes.
CS:GO gambling's still totally a thing. It didn't go away.
No, I know.
The sites are getting even bigger now.
That's crazy.
And I hate that.
I didn't know if it was getting bigger. I thought it was just like still...
No, they're just making a comeback. It's just different websites.
God.
They're the same people. I have no idea, but they're just in a different format.
Well, anyways...
Same shit.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
So,
I hate it a lot.
So, yeah, Group 9... So, here's how you... I'm not one to do activist type of things in the sense that, like, I'm not going to protest. I'm not going to... But to me, this is something that
Vote with your wallet / vote with your views. That's easy enough.
That's what it is. But also, like, I kind of want... I wanted to, like, you know, email these people and just, like, I want, like, a whole group of people, not to be mean, not to harass these people. I just want them to... I need the Group 9 to understand what they're doing is wrong. And I want a flood of people to tell them that.
I think the thing is, though, I think because there's plenty of people like you who've been watching them for years, I think they already have that. It's just not organized.
Oh, they have. It's just, yeah, it's definitely not organized.
But it's there.
Well, here's the thing. They disabled... Now this disabled their email. They disabled...
Wow.
They started deleting comments that were by the original host. Because the original host started commenting on those videos, and they've been deleting those. Which is just like... Come on!
I wonder was that against contracts? Because remember when Source...
Yeah, there's some content...
Because they said there was a lot of things they could and could not talk about because of contracts. So I don't know...
Raina's the only one I think that can be this vocal about it.
Because she wasn't on
She quit.
SourceFed.
She quit she quit like 6 months ago.
She's on... I forget. The company for Crunchyroll is like it's a company that hosts them. I forget the name of it, but it's a whole other thing.
Well, she quit like 6 months ago, so she's been like...
She's off the hook.
Yeah,
she can say whatever.
And she has been.
She has no legal obligation whatsoever. They can't say anything to her.
She has a podcast with Steven Suptic.
Oh yeah, I should check that out.
The Boys Only Club. I love it so much.
Because I like her.
That duo. By the way, also Steven Suptic's videos. Have you been watching his videos?
No, but you've just been saying watch them, and I'm like, huh.
Please watch them. So he calls them alternative lifestyle instead of vlogs, which is just funny in itself because they're like scripted vlogs.
Oh, that's weird.
Steven Suptic is an awesome videographer, so he has awesome camera, awesome lighting, and awesome...
Because from all these years of doing this, other things that were not vlogs.
Yeah. And so like crazy quality video, and then quality jokes that are just so stupid. Like they went to a gun range and they were shooting guns, and that was hilarious. There's this one vlog where Kib, one of his friends, his pet goldfish died, so they did like a funeral with it. They went to a bridge where like a bridge and then underpass is just like a sewer pretty much.
Oh yeah.
So he was
they went in the tunnel and just walked in with it.
Well, he went off the bridge and was gonna drop the bag into the water, but missed, and it just splat on the ground. And you see it's like goodbye my love, fall, splat. It's just silence, and it's just like it's so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, you need to watch Steven Suptic's videos because they're quality content. What was the point of... Okay, that brings me to another point is this whole thing sucks with the SourceFed thing, but what's awesome is that all of the hosts are making good stuff right now. All of them.
All of their effort they would be doing with the group just on themselves. Or with like another one or two of their former coworkers.
DVG is on tour right now.
Oh yeah, that guy's he's been on tour for a little bit, right?
No, he just started this week or last week or something.
Because remember you talking about he announced like a tour a while back.
Which he's gonna do LA like the last show.
Tours are no small feat, no matter the size of an artist.
No, and people are showing up, which is like...
That's a miracle in of itself.
That's totally a miracle in of itself. That doesn't happen for people.
Well, that's no matter how big you are, they so get scared of like, will I even get enough people for this venue?
Yeah,
no matter how big they are.
And so far, he has been. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Ava, his girlfriend, but also one of the hosts on SourceFed, she has a podcast too, which is pretty good.
Are these people like when they have like their podcasts and videos? Are they going to other networks, or are they just going fully independent?
I think they're fully independent.
I'm just wondering.
I don't know if anyone besides
like they open up like Patreons or like
Patreons and stuff, but they're their own.
Okay.
They're independent as in I consider Patreon independent. So.
No, that's what I meant. But like, are they on like independent? Like they're only trying to they're just like independent, but only like just YouTube, just waiting for something else before they make a Patreon or something like that.
I'm not sure the specific motives for everyone, but
well, people that you have been watching.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think they're most of them are pretty private, so I don't like their personal. Coming and going with jobs and stuff like Steve Zaragoza.
Yeah, that podcast still exists.
Yeah, that podcast is huge and it's awesome. It's
how big is that podcast?
It's big
'Cause
enough.
it's not super old, but it has an audience.
It has a huge audience.
Yeah.
There are people that listen. I'll put it. There are people that's been listening to this for a long time that has never watched SourceFed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
It's so weird because that podcast seems like the weirdest thing to jump into if you don't know any of these people.
yeah, it is.
Because like I know one of them just like through like a couple videos that I've seen
Yeah,
through you and like just through my own experiences with them. I only know Steve.
You know Steve, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know the fuck that other guy is.
Mike, yeah.
It sounds like he's half asleep.
Yeah.
And he laughs like a cartoon character.
I love Mike.
It's like a weird long tone laugh and then he giggles.
Yeah.
It's charming.
Yeah, but the duo is so because they're
But they-
both just super nice guys. But
Yeah,
they're so,
but like episode like
but
hey.
like Steve is like super weird, and then Mike's
Yeah, okay.
and then Mike's just like, all right.
Yeah, there was a part like okay, there was the episode where he was talking about leaving SourceFed, and it was the episode where Steve was talking about like, all right, guys, I'm married, but I'm not gonna have babies, so let me preface with that. Could you experiment on? I'm like, okay, that because I'm like, hey, can we just like get a child and just like experiment with it to see if we can make it grow up weird on purpose?
I remember that.
And the host like just like, yeah, just lets him go on for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's the bit. It's over. It's just that.
Yeah, there.
And jumping into that without knowing that's gonna show up is like weird that it has such a big following.
Yeah, it's funny because
It's kind of for most people it's kind of hard to jump into.
I think the reason why is because Steve and Mike, they both had the Cloverfields podcast.
Yeah, which they talk about even on that podcast.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Which was a podcast all about Cloverfield, and it got
And unbeknownst to me, Cloverfield actually does have like a big following.
yeah. Well, it has a huge following, but so did Cloverfields. Like people.
No, Cloverfield itself. Like I ignored all of that.
Yeah.
For years.
I didn't know that until Steve made the podcast,
And then I talk about that podcast. I was like, oh yeah, Cloverfield has a big following.
yeah, and so people have moved to Dynamic Banter from Cloverfields.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, because
Because
that
of the
podcast,
personalities.
because Cloverfields was barely about Cloverfield sometimes.
Yeah.
There are some episodes
You cannot
that
talk about Cloverfield for that many episodes.
for 20. There's literally 20
You told me about it
episodes.
and I checked it. I was like, "There's no way it's 20. Like it's 20 fucking episodes.
Yeah, there's 20
No
episodes.
way on a single movie. There's no goddamn way.
Well, it's two
just
movies.
now, but still, it's like 20
Well, the
episodes.
first 15 was on the first movie alone.
Like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And he has a podcast all about Lost.
All right. That's active, right?
Yeah, super active.
So he's fine.
Yeah. So he has podcasts and he's making
Because it's kind of cool and kind of weird as well that you can just make a living off of podcasts.
which is like what I'm
It's neat. But but podcasts is
Yeah.
plural.
I'm trying to do that.
Unless you're like the old farts who've been doing podcasts for like over almost a decade, like
Yeah.
the PKA people.
Oh,
You
even
need
even longer. Like Jordan Jesse Go has been doing it since
weren't
since
even
before
a thing.
iTunes was hosting podcasts.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like forever for like 15.
Like the
years.
most famous group of like podcasts I can think of is the McElroy brothers,
Oh, McElroy.
the McElroy brothers.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing on Maximum.
They're on that network, but they have their group one.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have their own separate ones, and that's how they make all of their revenue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And their ad reads as well. But it's like they have a branching network,
Yeah.
and they had their TV show on CISO, which I've been watching. It's pretty good.
I haven't watched
If you like their humor, you'll like it a lot.
I don't like their humor. Honestly, my thing is I don't like their voices.
Oh really?
I can't. They all sound exactly the same.
They don't though.
And I don't like what that sound is. It's super nasally and weird.
Oh, that's one of them. That's Travis, the bearded one.
I don't know. They're all.
He has a nasally voice.
They all upset me, and I've tried because I like Maximum Fun,
Yeah.
and I like Jesse Thorne and all of his friends, and
There's a lot of
I
people
like
on that
those
network
people.
that I have not checked out.
Like, I
There's
like-
so many people on that network.
Yeah, my favorite Jordan Jesse Go and Judge John Hodgman.
Have you checked out that they keep advertising this one about like a dairy industry?
Yep.
Is that theirs? Because that one's
Yep.
super famous apparently.
It totally is.
Okay, what is that?
It's a comedy podcast. Literally.
Okay, but is it literally like what the ad is?
Yeah.
Where it says it is about the dairy industry?
Yeah, totally.
Because I was listening to a recent one on their network and they said it won like a big award and I was like, what is this podcast? How is it so popular?
Yeah,
It's about.
I think it got popular because it's so weird. It's such a niche.
Is it like a weird niche thing like Night Vale is? Where Night Vale's a niche thing that got
it's
big?
so much more niche than that.
Really? Because Night Vale, like, okay,
Well,
Night
here's the
Vale,
thing.
it's niche, but I get why it got big.
Well, here's the thing with Night
But
Vale.
Night Vale's fucking niche.
Here's the thing with Night Vale. It's niche, but anyone can like it.
You know what? That's a good point.
But
That's a good point.
but not anyone can like the ins and out of the dairy industry.
Okay.
And yet,
Okay.
that podcast is doing well.
Okay. Because, like, Night Vale, I've given up on ever trying to do all of it.
Let me see how behind I am on Night Vale.
Because Night Vale will not end in my lifetime. Like, I think One Piece will end before Night Vale finishes.
I'm 15 episodes behind on Night Vale, which
That's not a lot.
no, it is
Wait,
because they
really?
only do 2 episodes a month.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So do the math, and
Yeah.
September 30th was the last.
Like, I would love Night Vale, but I think I'm way too late in the game to go back to this. Like, it's such... It's
I don't
right up my alley of, like, things that I enjoy. But it's the tone of the how the podcast is done. I can't do that for that long.
Here's what I will say, and I say this to anyone who wants to get into Night Vale. Listen to the first 25 episodes.
I did, and I got to that turning point, and I was like, neat, and then I stopped.
Because at the end of
it's not a turning point, but it's like
the end of 25 is a good ending. If Night Vale ended at the end, can I spoil it?
Well, like just let people know. Like leave a thing post like, hey, we're gonna do a thing for Night Vale like really quick.
Spoiler for Night Vale.
Edit it in later, just like edit in, hey, we're gonna do a thing. Skip to here.
I'm not gonna edit.
It takes like 5 seconds. Come on.
I'm not gonna
for the people.
No one
either do that or we're not talking about Night Vale on this goddamn podcast. All right, that's spoiler.
Fine, I won't spoil it, but there's
allude to what it might be, but don't explicitly just say what.
There's a plot point that grew in Night Vale since like episode 3 or something, and that finally came to
a bigger one because there's multiple plot lines in Night Vale.
There's a big one that finally came to an end at episode 25, and it's a good ending. And if Night Vale ended there, I don't think anyone would be crazy upset. I think they'd be upset. It's like, oh man, there's still so much to do. Because Night Vale still gets good after that. There's still a lot of weird good stuff to like.
There's a lot to write in that. They gave themselves infinite space to write creative things,
and there was a lot of cool creative stuff. It's just, I think after episode like 50, I think, or somewhere around there, it started to.
Is it where you lose interest, or is it just where you feel like the charm wore off?
It wore off, but I think because they lost. What made Night Vale cool was Cecil's weird obsessions with things. And
because that was never explicit, it was just like he would talk about something, you're like, oh, that's kind of
and he would just do tangents and it'd be weird.
Because you get to you learn the character by just observing them through the audio. And it was interesting.
And you learn the world through his interactions with other people slightly. Yeah. And then but here's what I think they started getting. They started voicing these characters. They started.
Oh, that sucks.
So they started giving voices to like the faithless old woman who secretly lives in your home.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, and
God, I'm glad I stopped where I did.
They had an election between the 5-headed dragon and the secret woman who lives in your old home.
This is really funny, by the way. If you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
This is worse than the robots versus dragons versus zombies versus Primus and totally fucking zombies. This is worse than that.
Yeah, it totally is. But it's my podcast.
Yeah.
Who cares? So there's literally an election for the mayor of Night Vale, and there's a whole plot point where they had people interviewed and other like Will Wheaton guest stars as a voice and as like I like Will Wheaton, but whatever. The guest stars,
he's a good voice actor, but I don't like Will Wheaton as a human.
I will not fault anyone who doesn't like Will Wheaton. I totally understand.
No, because Will Wheaton's in plenty of things that I like. It's like, man, hi Will Wheaton, you're a good person. Don't talk after the show's over.
That's fine. I get it.
I have to ignore it every time. Like, okay, you're good. Move. Ignore his words.
I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, it sucks because he's good at his job.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's just they started veering off from Cecil because what Night Vale to me was let's look at the world through Cecil's eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's how Night Vale started, and that's what I liked about it.
It was a neat perspective.
Yeah, it was so weird.
It was a completely out of nowhere. Because the whole, like, small town weird things happen has been done before. You can do it interesting. And they did because...
But from the view of a gay host is, like... And the gay thing I have to say because it affects the story.
Not because, like, they didn't do it for brownie points.
No, I think it just... Well, I think they did it because the voice actor is gay. So it's like, well, I'm gay.
Let's write the character as the actor. And let's just see where that goes.
Yeah, and it worked. And it works, and I love the way they do it. Because it
was neat because it's from a person who I guess we would call, even in the quote unquote like the world that we live in, would be kind of an outsider already. Like just his personality and his sexual orientation would be kind of already a little out there.
For sure.
But then where he lives, he's the most normal goddamn person.
Yeah.
That exists.
Yeah, that is also
It's
weird.
kind of a neat turn. But to him, he's just like, well, that happened. But you don't... But where I was at, they don't tell you enough where it's like, oh, what could that be? Oh, I don't know. I'll kind of fill in the blanks with what I think it could be. With the extra details.
Night Vale, it's funny. Night Vale's one of the examples... We talk about this all the time, how
less is more.
I like to know more. Night Vale's one of the examples I think less is more...
Which is what
it needs to be.
Yeah.
And once they started exploring the history of it, there is some cool, like I said, there's one cool arc around episode, like between episode 30 and 50, I think that's where it is, that does like weird time travel-y cool stuff, and it's super weird, but so interesting, and it explains a lot.
It's written smart.
And it's written very well, and that's another place where I feel like if it ended, it would have been fine. There's so many moments of
you
that.
You could have stopped here.
But you could have stopped, you kept going, God, and it just got weirder and weirder and less. I don't know what this has to do with anything we're talking about, but
talking about podcasts.
Okay, this podcast.
General podcasts.
Yeah.
Some of them need to end, and some of them can go on for literally ever.
This is one. My podcast, the last episode podcast, will
like
last
Joe Rogan's
forever.
podcast will end when that man dies.
Yes, he does it every day, every week, forever.
So that's why I said when he dies,
Yeah.
the show will be over.
It's weird how that podcast. I didn't know that podcast did that well on YouTube.
I didn't know that at all because I started watching them on YouTube because I'm like, I'll put them on.
Both of the interviews with Jordan Peterson has over 1 million views.
Yeah, like
both of them.
like even if I get a guest that you don't care, like people don't know about, it's like at least like 300, 400,000.
Yeah,
that
at
is
least.
insane
Yeah. numbers. Yeah, every time.
Like the Neil deGrasse Tyson one,
I think that one has like 5 million.
the first 3 hours because that's when I saw it, like over 1 million views.
Yeah.
3 hours. And
God.
YouTube slow. Everyone knows YouTube's slow on those first viewer numbers.
Yeah.
That is a lot of human beings
Yeah.
to watch over an hour of two people talking.
Yeah.
That is insane to me.
Yeah, and he's so.
I
about
forgot
it.
that
It's
Joe
cool.
Rogan does UFC.
Right?
No, because at my work I hear UFC match. I'm like, oh yeah, hey Joe Rogan, what's up?
Yeah.
And on that he's so calm.
Oh yeah.
Compared to his co-host,
Mhm.
it's so funny just hearing Joe Rogan go from that to that. It's so funny.
And then also people also forget he's an awesome comedian who
Yeah.
does just stand up.
He's literally really funny.
I still say I think he's one of the best 10 comedians.
He's
of all time.
underrated, really underrated for his
That
stand-up.
last special Triggered is just it's
I hate the name though. That's the
whatever.
shitty
I
part.
hate the name, but the content inside of that special.
Yeah,
Is
the
some of
content is funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just it hurts how good it is.
It's because he kind of does what some comedians do really well, where they don't like pretend to be stupid or simple-minded. It's just they think very straightforward, and he just views the world like that. And
yeah, it's kind of it's why Bill Burr does
Bill Burr
so well.
Bill Burr's really really smart. He just hides how he does things sometimes. Like he'll intentionally like trick the like the one of the ones that I think of where he does that is the
I think he does it.
not trick, but he subverts what he's gonna do.
I think he does that because he is a super private person.
Yeah.
Even though he has a podcast where
He goes into explicit detail.
but
about
and you
just-
still know nothing
about nothing.
We don't
about
even,
nothing.
We don't even know his child's name.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot. We don't
Like,
know his name.
Yeah, or it's
Or
her.
her.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah, it's like we know the gender.
I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, because
Yeah.
it doesn't talk about his kid that much.
He actually talks.
Well, when I've listened, because
Yeah,
I watch him like off and on,
he's liking being a dad, which is cool.
which is shocking.
It's so shocking.
I would have been really sad if he didn't.
It's funny though when he talks, but he's like, "What are you guys talking about? Being a dad's easy. It's easy. It's
Yeah.
awesome."
But like, the bit that I thought of when Bill Burr does like that was we're talking about like throwing the football to his like imaginary son.
Uh-huh.
Or we're talking about like how religion is bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they're like this is kind of like a boring bit, and like he gets really in depth, and then like he makes a dumb joke about like Lucky Charms,
Uh-huh.
and that's this bit's over.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, then moving on.
I don't know.
You don't see that coming no matter what. I think that's a really good thing that he does.
That baseball bit I think is awesome though.
No, like, I like that. No, I like that he does
Okay,
that.
yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
his style of doing it.
Mhm.
And Joe Rogan's just like, can we just talk about this for like a second
Yeah.
and break down what is going on here?
Yes.
And I know that's a thing a lot of comedians try to steal nowadays because that's what good comedy is if you can do that.
Mhm.
But Joe Rogan does it very, very well.
Very very well.
Because it's not a character bit. It's not anything. It's just him.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I've been thinking about this thing. Let's talk about
It's
this.
what he would say on his podcast, but just more rote.
Well, say-
more prepared.
Bill Burr does the same thing where like his stand-up feels like a better podcast.
Yeah, because Bill Burr on his like when he's on podcast or anything, he's much more. He's not amped up. He's slowed down.
I didn't know this, but a lot of times he'll walk around in the podcast and just like talking to the mic like he's doing stand-up.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't know that I was listening to the episode. He's like, "Oh, now I'm walking around again." It's like, "Oh, I didn't know that's what you were
It's
doing."
probably just in like a natural like a comfort thing.
I
Like,
think
you
so.
Pacing for people helps him talk, and if he just does that for his like warm ups for his bits, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and he's funny and it's awesome, and obviously he's funny.
He yells at his wife.
He yells at his wife, and his wife yells.
His wife.
His wife.
His wife, who is way funnier than him.
She's also awesome. I can't.
That's crazy part. That his wife is funnier than him.
I don't know if she's funnier than him.
No, like without no prepping, no nothing. Just speaking to her, she's so much funnier.
I think if she was
on the spot,
I think if she had the amount of stand-up experience that Bill Burr
oh
did,
god,
she would be a better stand-up comedian than
and that's
Bill Burr.
really I love that just about her.
So,
She's like
yeah.
if she had the time, oh my god, she would crush it.
Yeah. What does she do?
I don't remember.
I feel like she does something in the entertainment industry.
like important.
Yeah,
probably. Like she's probably like an executive or something.
Yeah, something.
We have no idea.
I don't know.
It's a mystery. That's what Night Vale should have been. Just Bill Burr. He hosts it. He makes up everything on the spot.
Dude, what if Night Vale was with Bill Burr?
A guest. Oh god, like a guest DJ.
Like, what's going on?
That would be really, really good.
You'd just
actually.
be confused the whole
I'd
time.
go back to Night Vale if they got comedians on there, but like they know nothing about Night Vale.
I wouldn't.
Like they give them a script and they go, okay, you can do this or not, and they just go off. That'd be great.
That actually would be hilarious.
Let them go because some comedians work really well on improv.
Yeah, Bill Burr actually does really well at improv.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Surprisingly, he was on. I talk about this all the time with him on Jordan Jesse Go like years ago, like 6 or 7 years ago. They went off like for a while. Like he would like totally he couldn't keep up with them because Jesse and Jordan were just so. I mean, they've been doing it forever, so and they're so locked together in their bits.
They're synced.
It's hard to like interject into that, but Bill Burr could keep up, which is cool.
That was even before he was like considered like a professional comedian at the time.
Bill Burr?
Yeah, like a well-known.
No, he was very well known. It was before You People Are All the Same. So it was before the big.
Oh, right before that?
Okay. Yeah, it was before that. It was. I think he had like 1 or 2 specials out before then.
Okay.
But it was still, so he was big, but he wasn't Bill Burr level of like everyone considers him just like the best.
He wasn't guest starring on Breaking Bad for a random scene. Big.
No, not a random scene. He's a character with a name.
No, but like
because
you don't expect it.
The fact that him and Lavelle Crawford are Bill Burr and Lavelle Crawford are.
There are a lot of like weird like why did you make this actor be this guest? Character.
Because
how did that happen with Bill Burr anyways?
So what happened is Bill Burr.
He's an inspector.
Well, he's like a little henchman, dude.
That's my favorite part. He talks in his mocking adult voice.
Yeah, it's great.
His that weird bark, he talks like that for a little bit. It's kind of funny.
What's the director? Oh, man, I can't. Vince Gilligan. Yeah, Vince Gilligan. So Bill Burr got his manager or whatever to like say, hey, like he was watching Breaking Bad and was just like, hey, just get me on the show. I don't care.
Call him or
not Vince Gilligan, but called like Bill Burr's called his own like manager or whatever, just like, hey, get me on the show. I don't care if I'm an extra. I just want to be in the show.
Yeah.
And he got him on the show. And Vince Gilligan was like, sure, I like comedians because I mean they have. For Saul Goodman,
lots of people.
Saul Goodman's played by freaking Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk's kind of a legend,
dude. Mr. Show, like
Mr. Show.
It's like he's a comedy legend. So and he's awesome.
He's good in he's been pretty much everything he's ever been in.
Yeah. So they have in Better Call Saul they have I can't think of the comedian's name right now and I feel bad, but they have another comedian in that show playing like a doctor, which is so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vince Gilligan just puts a lot of comedians who are really good actors.
What has Vince Gilligan done except for like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul?
I think he wrote.
Was he like a writer before?
Yeah, I think he was a writer in X-Files or something.
Wait, really?
Something like that.
That's really awesome then, because I love me some X-Files.
Vince Gilligan, IMDb. There you go. I'll see because I'm pretty sure he something like that, like something big that people.
Oh. He made Hancock. Are you serious?
Yeah, X-Files. He wrote.
You wrote for X-Files.
He was a writer in Hancock, and he was a producer. He was a producer on X-Files.
Huh.
So there you go. Yeah.
Weird jump from Hancock writer to one of the greatest American series made in the past couple decades.
Other way around, actually, which is sadder. He went from the greatest series to Hancock,
and then back to Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So. Do we want to talk about anything else? It's like 56 minutes. Do you want to just like...
I want to talk about my thing real quick.
All right,
because I care.
20, 30 minutes later,
if you know,
back to nerd news.
If you know about me anything at all, I like me some rhythm games.
Yeah.
I like me some hibbity hop.
You do like your hibbity
And there are video games that do that well. Kind of not really, but they're charming.
Yep, we're talking about...
Rappa the
Misa.
Misa?
No, not Misa. What?
Misa Love You Long Time?
I messed with the joke. I was going to say something Vocaloid related. What's Miku? That's what it is.
I do like those games.
Do you like those games?
I do like them a whole lot. They're very good.
Oh, I did not know that.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're
I thought you did not.
You're jostling me right now.
I thought you didn't like Miku or whatever.
No, I love Vocaloid stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm learning Vocaloid right now and it's a goddamn nightmare.
Interesting.
Vocaloid's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, rhythm games are great and I love them all. And there are not many that have like a hip hop anything in them that are great. Like Parappa the Rapper, I do love those games.
DJ Hero. And DJ Hero 2.
DJ Hero is barely a hip hop game. The mixes, they're cool and I like them. Like Around the World with Bust a Move is fantastic. And Heard It Through the Grapevine with Feel Good Inc. is amazing. But they're not really what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And Parappa the Rapper is the closest that I kind of got with that. But those games, they kind of aged a little bad. A little good, a little bad. They're cheesy because they're Japanese made but they're dubbed already when they're made in Japan. So they have kind of weird, funny things in them.
Awesome.
But they're really cute games, and I love the idea of them.
You love Parappa the Rapper.
I do. Jammer Lammy is a better video game, which is their other kind of... It's in the same universe. Like, that's
I didn't know there was a universe for Parappa the Rapper.
Like, yeah, it's kind of neat, because when you beat Jammer Lammy, you unlock a co-op mode.
Okay.
Where you can play as, like... You remix the songs. Cause, like, Jammer Lammy is it's all about rock. Okay. There's different types of, like, rock styles. So when you play as Parappa the Rapper in the 2-player mode, it's a hip-hop version of that. So you play as him, like they do a duet thing.
That's so cool.
It's a neat little feature. And there's another really good rhythm game, which I wish I could play again if it wasn't so expensive, called Guitaru Man.
I've heard of Guitar Hero.
It's more, no. It came out right before Guitar Hero, I think, actually.
Was it, what's that other Guitar Hero before Guitar Hero? That was only in arcades.
I think you're thinking of the Bomani games, and I don't think those came out.
Okay.
Before. I think around the same time.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah, the director of Guitar Man, which is a very good game, which I would love to play again sometime if it wasn't so expensive because it's a rare video game, and director of Parappa the Rapper coming together to make a new video game called Project Rap Rabbits.
Huh.
Which is kind of a Dream Team thing, but also makes me scared because a lot of the Dream Team things that have come from Japan have not panned out or were canceled.
Oh.
Like Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
At best, that game is okay. At its very best, that game is okay.
Okay. All right, we'll give it that.
It is a mediocre game at best.
I remember I've not played it and I won't.
I have.
Just because even as that game was being made, I was like, I just want Mega Man. Is that okay? Can I just want Mega Man?
It's just a worse version of the X games.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
It's a more uninspired version of X.
That's totally what it looks like to me.
And then I think Project Phoenix is dead in the water.
Cool.
But I think Bloodstain looks really good. It's the Castlevania director is making a new Castlevania game.
Ooh, I've heard about this.
It looks... It's 3D. It doesn't have the really, really cool sprites that I like from Symphony of the Night, but it looks pretty good.
So it's like an old school type style?
It's Metroidvania. Cool. It's that kind of Castlevania. Which you love or you love it or you don't. Because that's kind of what Castlevania became.
Yeah.
Except for like those 3D brawlers, like the ones that came on the PS3.
I remember those.
Those are the God of War ripoffs. Lord of Shadow.
Yes.
They're all right. They're not... Patrick Stewart is a narrator, which is kind of cool.
Is he really?
Yeah,
I never played him.
He narrates, like, it's like a reading of like an old tome and he narrates it.
That's cool.
It's kind of neat. Those games are okay. For a God of War ripoff, they play good because God of War played pretty good.
Oh, real quick, I got God of War 1 and 2 on my Vita because they're $4.
God of War 1 and 2 are good games. I never beat God of War 2 though, because I'm like, I played God of War 1 and I'm kind of over this already.
I've never played God of War in my entire life.
God of War 1's pretty good.
It's very good. It was like $4.
The only
the
bad part about God of War 1 is the deserts.
I don't know. I haven't got there.
It's like the only kind of bad part.
I'm still on the ship.
The ship? Oh, that's super early. That boss fight's great though.
It's very good.
The boss fights are really cool. That game was kind of had the problem where it was like, hey, we made a good one. Let's make a ton of these.
Yeah, let's make PSP versions. I did play the PSP.
PSP ones are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
For the PSP, they were amazing games. Yeah. They're still pretty good nowadays.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
Your silly game.
Now they announced it, and then they announced, I think, yesterday or really recently, there's going to be a project on Kickstarter.
Cool.
Which I'm like, oh no, because I was hoping, okay, they announced it, it's going to exist.
Oh,
like it's going to come out sometime.
How big is the fan base for something like this?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Parappa the Rapper was pretty big in Japan. It made a decent splash in America. It wasn't a giant thing, but like Parappa was a mascot for Sony.
I think
Parappa. Like Parappa the Rapper, for example, like it got an anime in Japan.
Okay.
For just like a 24 episode kid anime.
Cool.
And like last year, it got a spin off like short little 5-minute anime about one of the characters. Parappa the Rapper 1, the remaster just came out on PS2, so that's why they announced it now. Mm-hmm. I don't know, because the goal to get this game just have it exist with the 6 stages. Mm-hmm. Their goal is $1,102,000 and $921.
Dang.
For a video game, that's kind of not crazy. But for Parappa the Rapper, a kind of game, I'm not sure if people will be okay with that. Because what I'm excited about is that if you ever played a Parappa the Rapper game, it's like a call and response kind of game. Okay. Where they'll do a pattern and then you do it back at them, and then you can improvise in between to do like a better rating to get the whole freestyle mode. Mm-hmm. But they're doing a whole different mechanic where it's that as well. But you can. It's the first. They can't think of a game that's ever done this before. The producers where you can change the lyrics of the song almost on the spot. Where you can, like, okay, based on a certain mood, you can flip to a certain type of style of rapping.
Interesting.
So you'll change the lyric style and you'll change the pattern. Mm-hmm. And you can do it, like, it's like a whole, like, you can get to the end doing this whole route, but you can change it to get a different score, like a different reaction. It's going to be a lot more dynamic than just they do a pattern, you do a pattern.
Yeah. Which
was fun for the time, but we've kind of come really far in how rhythm games can do advanced.
Guitar Hero has 6 buttons now, so we gotta...
We've had Guitar Hero since like 2004.
I know.
We've moved past the call and response kind of gimmick with rhythm games.
Yeah.
You can do more with it. And that idea seems super interesting to me. And it's 4 different. It's coerce, boast, laugh, and joke. Because they said they received criticism for their first game, so like, they wanted to make a hip-hop game, but it was more of a rhythm game.
Okay.
So they wanted to make a more true hip-hop experience. They said, well, when that happens... When people are having, because the thing is like there's supposed to be like a hip hop battle. Is kind of the idea of the games. So why not let you do dynamic stuff where you change how you approach each boss? Mm-hmm. That's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
And also the setting is really interesting. It is 16th century Japan, but everyone's animals, because Parappa the Rapper, everyone's animals, but it has like modern technology. It's the Naruto thing.
Awesome.
It's that kind of look.
All right.
But look at the cute little animal rabbit man. I like it. Some people don't like it. I like how he looks. It's kind of neat.
Okay. Cool.
But
I don't know. Yeah.
But if it gets Kickstarted, it will only come. That's the thing I was also afraid of, which is a good and bad thing. If this game exists, if it gets the basic funding, it will come to PS4 and PC. I was very, very scared that this game would only come out on mobile. I was very scared about that.
It's not coming out on Vita?
Because there are two... Fuck no.
It's not coming out on Switch?
I don't even know if Switch is like one of their highest stretch goals. Like $4 million for a Switch support, which sucks, but...
I don't know if it'll happen.
Vita ports are... I don't even think Kickstarters even do Vita ports anymore.
Yeah, who cares?
Because Kickstarter games from back in the day, like, a lot of them still promise their Vita ports. They still get them.
I saw Austin Evans' video. I took a screenshot of that video on my phone.
I hate that video. I know what you're talking about.
Well...
Makes me sad.
It makes me sad, but I took a screenshot...
No, because everyone laughs at that fucking thumbnail. I'm like, no, don't laugh at that thumbnail.
Well, I took a screenshot so I can keep it in my phone forever, so I can see, like, okay, yeah, even Austin Evans, one of the biggest YouTube, like, tech channels, which is a niche thing, but still, a lot of people care about him. Even he says, like, yeah, the thing isn't really useful anymore. A tech guy, like, I don't know, it's sad that the
its innovative features were a good-ass portable screen, which at the time only tablets had.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason the Vita died without if like what am I trying to say? I think it's mostly Sony's fault for the Vita's death.
Oh, it totally is.
I think mostly
it's a lack of support.
Yeah,
it's how it died.
It's hard to figure out if the fans were losing like care in mobile mobile.
That is an aspect of it. That is totally an aspect.
But I don't know if
it was not the sole reason.
But I don't know. But I don't know if that's because Sony stopped caring or they stopped caring because they saw a trend. I don't know.
I think it was a mix of both.
It might be a mix of both.
Because the thing is, the 3DS is still wildly successful.
Yeah.
3DS sold very, very,
the
very
Switch
well.
Is a thing. Like,
even the Switch is technically new technology, but that doesn't mean mobile phones kill mobile gaming.
The thing with the Switch, what makes it cool...
It's a new thing. It's ahead of its time.
Well, not really, but... To me, what's making the Switch so successful is the mobile aspect of it.
It's accessible.
Which is like the whole point of the freaking Vita. Yeah. It's good hardware. You can play good stuff on there.
But people just don't want to play mobile games. Like casual people don't care about mobile gaming other than if it's on their phones. Because why would I buy this $250 thing if I have a phone and can play games on it for free?
Because that's
the thing with the Vita. The Vita's hardware sales did bad. Software sales were very, very good.
Yeah, because once you had the thing, you'd realize, there's a lot of cool stuff.
The average, I think, was like 5-1. They'd be like 5 games for one console.
Yeah,
which is like something crazy, like a ratio of something like that.
Yeah,
so it was pretty high.
It's
for software sales.
It's once you have the thing, you realize, oh yeah,
people who were into the Vita liked the Vita a whole lot.
Yeah, which is me.
Nerds and people who liked specific ports.
Do you like the Vita?
I do love the Vita.
Okay,
because it had Japanese niche games on it. That's the reason I bought fucking Vita was for Japanese games.
Yeah,
because after the first year, I was like, that's all this thing's gonna get, isn't it? Yeah, that's all it is, and that's what I bought for it.
Okay,
I bought my JRPGs and the one hunting game that I like.
Okay.
And a couple good indie games, like Spelunky is perfect for that, by the way.
My Vita games, my physical ones are right there. I got Borderlands 2. I got Call of Duty.
Terrible port.
Yeah, it is. Final Fantasy, which...
I don't even know how the port is on the Vita. It's not good on the PS4, I'll tell you that. That game crashes on the PS4.
It's not bad on the Vita. The problem
Does it crash?
No.
Because the PS4 version crashes.
It does not crash with the Vita.
That's insane to me.
But I will say this. I think I just don't like Final Fantasy X as an adult boy.
The story's bad.
Yeah, as a kid, I was like, all right, underwater balls. And I was like...
I hate Blitzball. Blitzball sucks.
Yeah, Blitzball sucks.
I never liked Blitzball. Blitzball.
Blitzball. But as a kid...
John DiMaggio, I can't believe he's fucking the orange-haired dude.
Yeah, I know. As a kid, I didn't care. I have Jack and Daxter.
I've had the game for Lulu, and that's about it.
I got Persona 4, which is a game that's really good.
It's a very, very good video game.
I have Rayman Legends, which is...
That's also a very, very good
Oh my god, so underrated, I think. The Rayman Legends, the Rayman
All the
Origins,
Rayman games that were in the UbiArt engine are fantastic. And 5 people played them.
5 people played them.
5 people played them.
Yeah.
Me, you, Video Game Donkey, and like a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Because so good. They're the
best platformers that have come out in years. Way better. Okay, I know people get mad at me. They're way better than like the new Super Mario Brothers games. Country Mile.
I agree with you on this.
I don't like 2D Mario. Compared to the Rayman games, Rayman feels so much better.
Compared to the Rayman games, for sure, yeah.
Not even a competition in my book.
I I don't know if I'd say I don't
play's so
like
nice.
2D Mario, because I like 2D Mario.
I don't.
But for,
not the newer ones, because I just don't like how they feel.
they feel slow, right?
No, I don't like the weight on them.
It's a weird...
I like my favorite 2D Mario games are Super Mario World and Mario 3. And that's
those are
it.
good.
And that's it. And that's fine. Because everyone likes those games.
Yeah.
But I kind of just don't care for 2D Mario games anymore.
When does the new Sonic come out?
Sonic, the summer.
God, I can't wait for Sonic Mania. God.
I hope it's good. I fucking hope it's good.
Me too. I
want a good Sonic game.
I think everyone does. I think anyone who has ever cared about Sonic really wants a good Sonic game this time.
I want a Sonic and the Black Knight too.
Shut up. No.
Remember that time that he was the Black Knight and it was Shadow? He was gonna murder Sonic?
Yeah.
My favorite part about those games that they made everyone into like an actual famous fictional medieval person, but they only gave him a helmet and a weapon, and that was all they gave him.
Yeah, it looks so silly. It was so wacky.
They didn't give him like full armor. They gave him like a spiked helmet.
Yeah, like
it's so funny.
Like when you see like Knuckles with it, it's just like it doesn't even like fit his head correctly, and it just looks
funny.
It looks so incorrect.
Since we're speaking about Sonic really quick, you should maybe check out clips of the Sonic Boom cartoon.
Ah, shut up!
It's really shut up. It's really funny.
No, out of principle, I refuse to watch it.
That's the thing. That game, we all know it's bad. It's well documented by just general gaming.
That is not the word I'd use, but okay.
That show is hilarious.
I can't.
It's so funny.
Dude, I can't, like...
Eggman leaves a voicemail saying, okay, I'm going to come over later so we can do our thing. If not, call me.
I know. You've talked about this. And
you have to watch it. If you like Sonic at all, and you know the Sonic fan base,
I do.
It is made for you.
I know.
It is so funny. They call out Amy being a stalker. Tails calls her out. It's so funny. Fucking Knuckles is a knucklehead, and it's so good.
Netflix, new arrival. Sherlock Season 4 is now on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. The
fourth installment finds Sherlock waiting for presumably... spoiler alert. Jesus Christ. Streaming
is bad with that.
Yeah, it was.
It was like, hey, here's the plot.
Yeah.
Here's who died. What's going to happen next episode? I didn't see it yet.
That's totally what that was. Yep. I almost read it,
I was watching a Crunchyroll thing today. I was like, oh... these two characters fought. Unfortunately, this one couldn't. I'm like, the episode I didn't watch yet. I didn't know he lost. Well, I knew that because I read it. I read the manga, so I know. I'm like, wait, why would you tell him that the character died?
That happened
in the first episode.
That happened in House of Cards because I went.
Oh God, they do that with House of Cards.
So I went to go do the next episode, and you know, like
they'll show you like a preview.
Your mouse can like hover to like the button right next to it, and it's like it shows like the whole season.
Yeah. It'll like
for some reason I was in the wrong season. I was on season 1, and it showed season 3. Episode like 4, and it was just like after. I'm not gonna spoil it. But just
after blank happens to blank, it's like why?
And I was like,
it's okay. I talk about it all the time. My favorite spoiler thing is how Japan doesn't give a shit about spoilers. Like it's the Lord of the Rings one, right?
No.
Okay, the spoilers for Lord of the Rings, I guess. For the last movie,
no one cares.
I have to watch it again, but if I remember correctly, for the last movie, the opening shot is him going, "The ring is mine." Is the opening shot for the fucking trailer of that movie, and like that's great. Japan doesn't give a shit. But my other favorite Japanese one is the Dragon Ball ones.
Okay.
Like next episode on whatever, like every anime has.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball one's my favorite. It's like, what will happen next episode? Frieza defeated. Those are my favorites. Or it's like, Goku's lost. Like, why would you tell me that episode isn't out yet? Japan doesn't give a shit. I love those.
All right, I'm going to end this podcast now.